Hey guys, I'm back with another action figure review, and this time we're going to take a look at the Marvel Iron Man 3 Marvel Legends Iron Man Mark 42 armor. And so I'm a little behind on this, and as well as the Ultron review that's going to follow this. But I have finally completed the series and have Ironmonger. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I will be reviewing Ironmonger as well, coming soon. So yeah, these figures came out earlier this year, obviously to go along with Iron Man 3, and I picked up this and Ultron together on Amazon. Unfortunately, they raised the price to like 17 or 18 bucks, but I had a $5 off coupon, $5 off $20 purchase or something. That was going to expire anyway, so I figured why not just buy. I needed these figures, and they were, with the coupon, even a couple bucks cheaper than buying them in stores anyway, so whatever. Picked them up for about retail price, and I will get on with the review now. So I'll show you the package first, and then we'll get on to the figure. And so you have your typical Marvel Legends style packaging for the figure Ironmonger, Mark 42. At the top you have the Iron Man packaging. Back you have the Avengers logo. And then on this side we have a lovely, really nice looking prototype figure. Some artwork of the Mark 42 armor. You have a little blurb here. I'm in Mark 42, wearing the Mark 42 Tony Stark summons... Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Let's try that again. Wearing the Mark 42, Tony Stark summons the power and might of any unit inside his legendary armor vault. So, an armor that is exclusive to the film, as far as I know. And then we have the rest of the series, which I have all of now, and I've reviewed everything except Ultron and now Ironmonger, which will be coming after this. So, I will probably spread them out over a couple days instead of uploading them all at once, but not 100% on that, so yeah. And that's the package. And let's take a look at the figure, which unfortunately is not nearly as nice as that prototype would lead you to believe. Overall, I mean, and if I were to look at this as the not necessarily my figure, but this particular figure created by Hasbro in general, it's a pretty nice figure. They're getting the scale right with Iron Man figures now. He's not super short. It looks like a man could be in this suit. The sculpting is really nice. The paint work, I mean, other than... Okay, the paint work on my figure is really poor, and I've actually seen quite a few reviews of this figure where it's also poor, so the quality control seems to be the problem here, not necessarily the actual apps. But so overall, it's could have been a really, really awesome figure. It just ended up being kind of a good figure. But I'll just get into the details and I'll show you up close what it looks like. We've got the head up here, which looks pretty good. It's kind of angry, and he does have the blue eyes. Unfortunately, he does not have a blue. Well, he does sort of have, I don't know if you can really see this on the camera, maybe there, a little bit there. He has a blue, like, half-tone pattern on the arc reactor. So, but it's not, it doesn't look like as blue as like you can see right there, it basically looks like white and blue. So that's a little weird. And the hand is not painted at all. And this, neither is the fist. But that would be, I mean, as long as they painted this one, I would have been, like, okay with it. They don't paint the bottom of the feet either, but that's pretty typical. The most disappointing, really, is, like, the lack of shading on this one, and that the hand is not painted at all. So, just take you down the rest of the figure. So you can already see here, I've got some, like, not only is the paint, like, scraped on his chest plate here, it looks like he just got, like, dinged up. Like, right in this area, he's got, like, a dent. This is a dent. It's not just a paint scratch. And, so I don't know what happened to him, but you can see down here as well, there's, like, paint missing here. He's got some like chips and stuff. Some more in this region right here. Just like, it's just not clean overall. I mean, like this area you got this red spot here, but on this side it's painted, so I'm assuming it's supposed to be painted. I have seen some that are worse, like where they're missing complete panels of gold and stuff, so I mean that's pretty disappointing, but still, I mean, where was the quality control on this guy? You can look inside, like here, it's not too bad, I guess. It's one arm. But I mean, again, this figure overall is like, I think it was really well sculpted and really well put together. It's just the paint apps that really were the problem in the end. So yeah, I mean, I'll just give you kind of another once over here, and then I'll get onto articulation. But you know, I really like the Iron Man figures because you get to look at this, all these really cool sculpting details that they do. That you know, you don't get on like humans because they're not made of armor, obviously, or wearing armor rather. So, the figure itself is entirely cast in the red plastic, so all the gold parts are painted, and that's why there are so many issues with the gold parts. The interesting part is that the red is that kind of same, like, actually his is not really marbled. This whole kind of Iron Man 3 line has had this like strange, almost marbled plastic that sometimes it looks kind of translucent. His doesn't really look like that particularly. You can kind of see some swirls in the plastic. But more than anything, what I notice is that he's like sparkly. The gold has like a shimmer to it. Which I guess Ironmonger kind of looks the same. And I just realized I didn't show you the piece he came with, which I will do shortly. So I'm just getting through his articulation. So we have head on a ball disc. It goes up really, oops, goes up really far. You can see the peg there. And yeah, it pops on and off really easily, so it actually, if you want to move it back, this is really about as far as it goes naturally, but you can kind of, like, half pop it off the peg, and that's kind of like half popped off the peg, so then you can look up really nicely. And you just push it back down, and it goes down all the way around, and, you know, you get some tilts in there and everything, so very nice. He has typical ball disc shoulders, which feel kind of like loose. I don't know if they're actually loose or it's just really smooth. Sometimes you kind of can't tell the difference. But, so they go all the way around, etc. These shoulder pieces are rubber, much like the movie Iron Patriot figure. So they'll just move up and down. The elbows are double jointed, so you can do nice posing there. You have the twist at the wrist with a hinge, and there's a rubber piece on the hand here on both sides, so you can, and it does slide when you want to bend the hinge backwards, which is good for this hand particularly, so you can do repulsor blasts. There you go. It kind of, if it stays there too long, it kind of, like, I had mine in a repulsor blast for a while, so now it's kind of stuck up, which, I mean, if you're always going to have them like this, no big deal, but if you want to be able to pose them back and forth, this looks kind of silly now. I didn't think about that before, but there you have it, and just the sculpting on the hands there, if you want to see that. And this is just a fist. And you can see that the pointer finger on each finger is painted gold, as well as the thumb, and it can get pretty messy too. Whoopsie. I'm just going to leave that. Okay, then we have a diaphragm joint that is not the worst. It goes about that far forward, that far back. You can turn them around. And again, like I always say with Iron Man figures, they look like they're just part of the armor. So that's a good thing about diaphragm joints on Iron Man figures. but no waist twist or ab crunch. He has bull-jointed hips. Thankfully, they are not Y-joints. They are just these kind of, I don't know if this was, I guess, basically a T-joint. But no, it's a, no, I don't know. Whatever, it's much better than a Y-joint, even though I would have preferred more like a T-joint, DC's Universe Classic style T-joint, because the balls look kind of out of place, and this kind of rectangular angled, everything's like sharp angles, and then he got the ball joints, which is kind of funny, but no biggie. Good, decent enough range of motion forward, doesn't get very far because he has the armor that gets hooked in here, and back does not really go far either. Has the built-in thigh swivel though, double jointed knees, and unfortunately, the right knee on my figure is really loose. You can see it kind of just shake, which is really unfortunate. I don't even know why. I mean, I'm going to try putting him in some boiling water and just kind of squeezing the knee shut, the knee, whatever, this area, just kind of holding it closed, because I'm not really, okay, it's this one. Yeah, I'll try holding this closed, because I don't really see why it's loose. It's also a little bent, so see what we can do with that, but otherwise that's really kind of annoying. But his double knee joints look a little bit better than Iron Patriot's, I think, the movie Iron Patriot, because his basically were attached to this region, so even when you bent it all the way, it looked like this the whole time. It had this, but this one has the kneecap, which, I mean, I guess it looks kind of funny too, but I think it looks a little better. And then the feet go forward and back, and they actually have the really nice new Hasbro rocker, which not all of these Iron Man 3 figures have, so it's nice. So yeah, I mean, overall he's just poorly quality controlled, basically. I think they had a really good idea with this guy, but sloppy paint apps and loose joints gotta just bring him down. Like Bucky just came. But anyway, I feel like this has been just kind of a rocky review. I'm sorry, guys, I'm a little out of practice. I will make sure that my setup is fixed and that Bucky will not fall down next time. But I hope you enjoyed nonetheless. I'm just going to show you the piece of Ironmonger that this figure came with briefly, and we'll be all wrapped up. And he came with the right arm, which I've already attached to Ironmonger. Spoiler alert. But, you know, it looks basically like the rest of him. So you'll see more of it in my review of Ironmonger. And I believe that's it, guys. So I will be coming at you with an Ultron review next, and then Ironmonger, and then who knows what. It's a surprise! But it is Thursday, the 29th right now, which means that tomorrow is the 30th, and at 9:30 p.m. I will be doing a live Google Hangout with Rob's Works and ODC That's Me, so tune into that if you can. And I'll probably mention that at the rest of my reviews until then, so I'm sorry if you get sick of it. But hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in my next review, at the Google Hangout, or both. Thanks again, guys. Bye.